There's a new breed of old man coffee.
For old man coffee. So
that's old man coffee. Old man coffee, Chris.
Hey, it's Old Man Coffee. Welcome back to my vlog. In my last video, I returned to Vegas from LA and I made some repairs on the RV. Well, Cypress Collectibles reminded me that I forgot to tell you what the cost was for those repairs. The largest expense was the water intake valve from the city. It's actually a check valve, and that was $38 at the RV store. The other expenses were the bypass valve, some elbows, some hoses, and some hose clamps. So all total, it was about $60 to make those repairs, doing the work myself. And I spent most of the day doing that. I also told you that I was going to drop off the RV on Monday, January 21st, to have the transmission serviced, replace the serpentine belt, replace the power steering hoses, repair a leak in the AC, and fill the propane tank. Well, yesterday I dropped it off, and after I dropped it off, I got back to the RV park, picked up my car, and went out and played some poker. So here's the results of playing poker yesterday. Okay, gonna play some poker here at the Westgate. Get back to you with the results. Okay, a little setup on these hands. These hands are all played at the Westgate Casino in Las Vegas. 1-2, no limit. In the morning, with pretty much shallow stacks and passive players. And you have to keep in mind that this is Old Man Coffee playing these hands. I'm not a pro. I don't play poker for a living. Just recreational. In this first hand, I get pocket sixes, under the gun +2. Now, I'd been limping a lot in this game, so when it limps around to me, I just limp, which causes a cascade of everyone limping. see the flop. Pretty nice flop for me. I flop a set of sixes. Checks around to me. I bet 15. Get some folds. Villain number one shoves all in. Folds back to me, and I fold. And all I could think about after this hand was over was listening to Doug Polk, who said this:
Don't fold sets. It's not that hard.
Okay, in this hand I get dealt ace king offsuit, under the gun plus 2. I raise to 7, and it folds around to the small blind that makes the call. So we go heads up to the flop. He donk bets $20 on the flop. I call. Then he bets $40 on the turn. I call. I make my full house. He bets 60. I shove. And he folds. We scoop a big one that time. In this hand, I get dealt ace 10 offsuit, under the gun plus 2. It limps around. I limp. Limps all the way around to a small blind that makes it $7. Big blind folds, under the gun, makes the call, and we go to the flop 3 ways. Flop's pretty good for me, but the small blind leads out for 12. Under the gun calls, I make the call. Small blind makes it 25 on the turn. Under the gun makes the call. I think about it, and I make the call. Small blind shoves on the river. Villain 2 calls. I make the call. And I lose to both players. In this hand, I get dealt pocket 5s, under the gun, plus 2. It limps around, and we see it flop. I flop a set, and all I can think about is what Doug Polk says.
Don't fold sets.
I lead out for $10. I get 1 caller, and middle position raises it to 20. Comes around back to me. I make the call. The other player calls. See a turn. I check. He checks. Razor bets 78. I shove all in. Villain number 1 shoves. We turn over our cards. Queen, the river doesn't help, and I scoop a pot. Last week wasn't a good week for me. I started out losing quite a bit of money with pocket aces and pocket kings and then pocket jacks. The jacks wasn't so bad. The aces and kings, lost a few hundred with that. But I was playing at the Westgate, and the Westgate has their promotion. If you lose with pocket aces, pocket kings, pocket queens, and pocket jacks, the first one to lose with all 4 of those hands in the 1 week wins $400. Well, in my case, if I won the 400, it would just about get me even for my losses. So after losing with those 3, aces, kings, and jacks, I had to stick around and try to win the $400 by losing with pocket queens. Well, Friday, I played all day. No luck. I did have pocket queens once, but I didn't win. Now the problem with that promotion is you're going to keep your stack short because you're probably going to be going all in. There's no sense in losing a lot of money to try to win $400. At the point where I was needing the pocket queens to lose to win, I'd already invested close to $300. So I didn't want to make it a break even. It would be nice to make a little money on that deal. So anyway, Saturday, I went back and played more, and I got the pocket queens, but I won with the pocket queens. That was after 4.5 hours of playing. I played for 2 more hours, got pocket queens again, and I was down to my last $75. And the great thing about it was there were some action players there. All I had to do was just keep calling until I was eventually all the way in with my $75. And sure enough, I lost with the queens. Of course, I expected to. And I got paid the $400. So that got me out of the hole a little bit. And now I had the high hours for the week. I ended up with 36 hours. The closest one to me had about 24 hours. That paid an additional $200 that I collected today. So that's how I got out of the hole and actually made a profit for last week. And right now, for this week, I'm already in the black, so that's good. Or in the green, depending how you look at it. But I don't really like that promotion. And I don't play to lose. But unfortunately, I've won the promotion 4 times now. I'm the only one that plays that room regularly that has won that promotion. One other player won the promotion, and he was an out-of-towner. So I guess you could say at the Westgate, I am the biggest loser. Not very proud of that. So now, you're probably wondering how much those repairs cost for my RV that I took in the shop yesterday and had all that work done. Well, here's the breakdown of what it cost me to have all that work done. And as you can see, it wasn't cheap. It was actually very expensive. Over $1,800. But that's the cost of living in an RV as your home. I sacrifice a little bit for the freedom that it gives me. And of course, some of the work that I had done was routine maintenance that needed to be done, like the transmission. I want to thank you very much for watching this vlog. The next vlog will be more about my life, what I've done in the past, and how I got to Vegas. It's going to take a few vlogs to get there, but I hope you stick with me with the story of how I ended up in Vegas in an RV, doing what I like to do, living the life that I like to live, and enjoying the freedom that I have. You have a good day. Thanks again. Be sure to subscribe. Click the little bell. Give me a thumbs up if you can. And leave a comment. Ask a question. I'll be glad to answer them. See you next time.